Hey everyone, today is Wednesday, December 10th, 2025, and this is the International Outreach Think Tank meeting. I just would like to welcome you all. I'm going to start with the Bivens. Do we have any volunteers that would like to give us the Bivens tonight? I could pull it up on my screen if you need it. Anybody? Don't be shy. Are you getting tired of reading
Um,
it?
yeah, I can volunteer. I can do that.
Beautiful. Do you want me to pull it up for you, Scotty?
Yeah, can you?
Yeah, hold on one second. Just give me a
Thank you.
minute. Okay, let me share my screen. There we go. Is that big enough for you?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Bivens Declaration. Bivens versus six unknown agents from 403 US 388, 1971. This meeting is private. Bearing false witness, misrepresentation, and posting inflammatory rhetoric in public forums is forbidden and shall be addressed in an appropriate manner. To eliminate all conflict and false allegations, is there anyone in attendance in today's meeting that is a member or agent of any law enforcement agency or public agency of the federal, state, city, county, or township agencies present? Is there any response to the Bivens decision? Is there any response to this Bivens decision? Is there any response to this? Hearing none. Anyone who is here under false pretenses, anyone who is working for any foreign government, including the territorial United States or municipal United States, anyone who is being paid or coerced to be here must fully disclose their presence and purpose now or leave this call. If they subsequently show up as federal witnesses, they are discredited for failure to disclose. Are you now or have you ever received money or personal support of any kind from the intelligence community? Upon no response to this notice of the Bivens decision, this meeting shall now proceed.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Scotty. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
All right, and I'm just going to, set the intention for our meeting tonight with a little prayer. All right, Divine Creator, source of all that is, we call upon your infinite love and wisdom to surround us this evening. We step into this meeting with unwavering faith, knowing that we are divinely protected, guided, and blessed beyond measure. We surrender our fears, our doubts, and our worries. We release all that no longer serves us. We let go of resistance, and in its place, we welcome the radiant light of divine favor. We are covered by an impenetrable shield of divine protection. No negativity, no fear, and no limitation can touch us. We are surrounded by light. We are guarded by love. We walk in divine safety wherever we go. Tonight we declare that blessings are flowing into our lives and our assemblies effortlessly. Every door that was once closed is now opening. Every obstacle is now dissolving. Every delay is transforming into divine timing. Breakthroughs are happening right now. We are stepping into reality where abundance, joy, success, and are our birthright. The universe is aligning circumstances, people, and opportunities in our favor. Divine Source, fill us with your wisdom and let our thoughts be inspired, our words uplifting, and let our actions create ripples of kindness and love in the world. We declare that this meeting be filled with grace, miracles, and unexpected blessings. So think it, so feel it, so say it, so be it, and so it is. All right. Okay. So, just kind of to cover some, things that we usually cover here. I'm still trying to, I guess I shouldn't say I'm trying to. I have been so busy that I haven't been able to try to schedule any podcasts with any of our state assemblies. I would love to have anyone from your state assembly contact me, and we could just schedule something and have a go at it. Honestly, it's really great fun. Anybody that has been on a podcast will always tell you that it's fun. It's fun for me to interview all of you. I mean, I honestly thoroughly enjoy it. I just not have had the time to reach out. I mean, previously, I'm wearing a lot of hats right now, but previously, where I wasn't wearing many hats and just focused on outreach, I did have the time to reach out and keep poking all of the state assemblies. And I do know that everybody's busy. I get it, but please, if you have not been interviewed, no matter if you're an introvert, an extrovert, if you don't like being interviewed, but you really have a passion to get the word out about your assembly, it's really a beautiful way to share your all of your contact information for your assemblies, on a platform that you can share, and other people are connected on the website. It's just amazing how technology has really helped us to spread the word and connect with people afar that we didn't have the ability to do. But that's really the purpose and intent of doing those podcasts. And I would love to get all the states represented, even if your assembly is small. I interviewed the Hawaii Assembly, and those beautiful ladies were such a pleasure to interview. But at the time, I think they only had like 5 people on their assembly. After that podcast, it grew within 5 months to about 20 people. So the podcasts do work. It's a great way to get the word out about your assemblies. And so I encourage everybody, to kind of get out of your comfort zone if you don't like being in front of the camera. I challenge you to just get out of your comfort zone and do something that's uncomfortable, for the purpose of your assembly. So I have that, and by a show of hands, don't everybody throw your hands up. Anybody would like to volunteer their assemblies for a podcast tonight? I'll jot your assembly down and reach out.
This
Oh,
is
Gwen
the oh
and Annette.
yes.
Okay,
And
beautiful. And Jamie, Louisiana. Did I did I do Louisiana? I'm trying to think. I did Oklahoma. I don't think I did Louisiana. Jamie, who's on your is Boyd Adams on Louisiana? I forget.
he
Who's on
is
your assembly? Who's on
he
your
is
assembly, Jamie?
You told me you interviewed Paula before.
Oh, yes,
Paula's the
yes.
main coordinator, and I don't know if she may have spoken to someone else or not, but
Oh, I'd
that
love
was
to have you all back. I mean,
a couple of
even
years ago,
people that,
maybe.
yeah, yeah, I had her and oh God, what was the other lady's name? I could see her face, but her name is escaping me. But yes, yeah, and we could have you all back and do, like a welcome back. I've done California a few times, and I've done Kentucky a few times. So yeah, I mean, if you want to do that, that would be great. All right, so I've got Gwen, Annette, and Jamie. All right, and if anybody else, just let me know. You could throw it in the chat. I know we had Michigan twice too. So yeah, it's all good fun. Um, all right. Let's see. So, moving on here, I'm just kind of going to open the floor and allow everybody to share their outreach experiences. I know for us on New Jersey, we are preparing for the county tours. I feel like it's an excellent way for us to kind of spread our outreach across our state. And we are starting, we bumped it. We were going to do it in November, but there was a lot of things that we had to prepare for. And so we have a date set in January, and we're just working out the details now. We're pulling together, we have a venue, we have a date, a venue, And now we are getting ready. And we also we put the public notice in a newspaper. And then we are now moving on to figuring out the canvassing because instead of doing postcards, we are going to canvas. And so we've identified all the popular areas in that county. And we're going to go out and either hand things out at the malls and different other busy places on main streets in certain towns that have main streets and they're busy. And we're planning that canvassing now. And we are going to start with the malls now because it's Christmas time and they're heavily populated. So we're going to get ready to do that. And, we're also planning on having refreshments where our venue is going to be at the county library. And we'll have refreshments and, just coming up with, all the different things that we're going to have there to share besides the presentation. And that's really it. I don't know. We've got plenty of people on my assembly that serve on the outreach. You guys don't be shy. If you want to share anything that I may have left out, feel free. Just raise your hand. But I know Jamie's got her hand up. So go ahead, Jamie. Oh, you're muted. There
Takes
you
me a
go.
minute to unmute. This laptop computer is in this internet's been wonky lately. So this is just a very brief announcement. I think everybody will be glad to hear. A friend of mine on Arizona sent a brief text message to Anna earlier this afternoon, and asked her about our bank. And Anna replied back a little while later, "It's not much longer now." Woohoo!
Woohoo, yes. I don't know about any of you, but I've been feeling much lighter these last couple of weeks. You know, and I haven't really truly been able to celebrate this holiday season, for the last probably 5 years. Honestly, since COVID hit, it's kind of been rough for me to get into the spirit. And this year is so different. I feel very light. I feel, very joyous. And so, Jamie, thank you so much for that update. That just brings more joy to my heart. And I feel it. I mean, I could definitely feel that there is a shift. I don't know about any of you.
Yeah, me too. So I think that means hopefully just a matter of days.
Yep. Yep. And I think that we're manifesting that. Go ahead, Scotty.
I agree with the lightness. I felt it for the last month or so,
Yeah.
like an amazing peace has
Yes.
come over me from
Yeah.
out of nowhere, and it's beautiful. And that said, when are you beginning your county tours? Do you have a
In,
date-ish?
yes, January 17th. It's a Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since I'm close by-ish, I would love to attend
Oh, you're
count
welcome.
your
Anybody
county
on the call, if
tours.
they're close and they want to come, of course, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
can
can
send
come.
you. I'll send
Uh-huh.
I'll send the Pennsylvania Assembly an invite for sure.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I yield.
We would love to have you. All right. Anybody else want to share any progress with if you are doing county tours or if you've done something else for outreach? Please share. I know Sheriff Andrew, you and Adam are doing a really great job with your podcast. That's excellent outreach. And so, Gwen, go ahead, Gwen.
Gwen on Terra Canada. So, because we are vast and small in numbers, we've done a little bit of a different starting point because, how do we cover that much span? So, we've really appreciated the videos Louise has done. Those are fantastic. Our plan is to develop a different portfolio using materials that we already have. And so we've asked our members to post on our chat on Telegram the most inspirational video or piece of information they came across when they first joined. So we can then turn it into more initially a public, sort of an internet type campaign, where we can invite people to join, tell them who we are, where we are, and then based on the response, we'll go to the people because we didn't know where to start. There's a lot of people down east, but let me tell you, the western part of Canada right now, those Albertans where I'm living, we're on fire with getting the heck out of Dodge. So it's easy to ignite people in that atmosphere and come across them, even showing up at a coffee shop. And I always take the American peace flag because that is my number one outreach tool. And of course, Lisa gave that to us at the reunion. So I pull that out and I say, hey, do you know what this is? And everybody looks kind of like I'm from Mars. And I go, this is the true American flag. This is the peace flag. And I can do a little bit of an introduction, hand out, we have a contact card, and then get people started that way. But we didn't know where to go because, as usual, there's like about 6 or 8 of us doing a lot of work. And we're not ineffective, but we need to be the most effective we can be with our membership right now. And then, yeah, it's going to be hitting the ground hard running, and I'll be expecting to go places, or maybe it's hosting a Zoom or whatever it takes to help people because the people are there. And we're realizing there's groups of farmers that are ready to barter. They don't want to be part of the system. And so the introductions are beginning that way. And I thought I'd just share, if you think there isn't somebody out there that's interested, there definitely is. Just start talking. I yield.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, and I agree with you, Gwen. The farmers are a great, group of people to approach. Um, and has anybody used, because we know that financial freedom is really what hits people the hardest as far as, getting them interested in what we're talking about here, because everybody is affected by that. Everybody is feeling the increase in inflation. Things are so expensive. I've been having a hard time convincing my mom and dad, they're in their late 70s. And my dad's retired and they're on a fixed income and things are so expensive. They're having a hard time making ends meet. And I've been trying to feed them the information. And I just don't think, that they're grasping it. They kind of understand it, but they really don't. But my dad was an accountant for many years. And so, and he actually worked temporarily for the IRS at one point, helping people file their taxes. But I got into Anna's explanation using Joe's Hamburger Shop and explaining how we are wealthy beyond belief, right? And that we hold the intrinsic value, and explaining how we could balance the books, right? That we have all these debt notes and they've been accruing on one side of the ledger, but the credit has also been accruing, and there hasn't been a balancing of the books. And when I explained it to him that way, because he was an accountant, he was able to wrap his head around it that way. And so, I like keeping things simple, and I like when, because there's so much details and so much fraud that is where people get hung up. But if we can keep it simple, I think that that also I've felt has striked interest anyway when sharing. But thank you, Gwen, for sharing that. Anybody else want to share? Christina on Colorado. How's Colorado doing?
Sorry, I was finding my unmute button.
There you are.
How's Colorado doing as far
Outreach.
as outreach?
Yeah.
Oh, oh wow. I think we're doing good on outreach. We kind of slowed down quite recently, and we're trying to figure out how to get more numbers up. I started co-hosting the presentations for Colorado, I think probably around October 2024. And from then, we actually had a lot of people paper up. We had a lot of people, it was very busy. But since then,
Beautiful.
yeah, since then we've been doing different things. Like July 2024, I spearheaded taking on updating our brochure, the Colorado Assembly's brochure, and it turned out fantastic. We have a graphic designer on Colorado, Tim Hageman, who did the graphic design on it, and it's fantastic. It's beautiful. And we had great teamwork, and a lot of people showed up to participate. And then we took it over to the General Assembly meetings to have them put their 2 cents in on it. So it was a complete, like, all encompassing assembly thing. Joe, hi.
That's beautiful. Yeah, Joe, you have a question for Christina?
No, I apologize. I was waiting for the next time around to ask some
Oh, okay.
questions.
Oh, okay,
Sorry.
awesome. No
Oh,
worries.
no worries. No worries.
But anything else, Christina? I mean, I've seen some of Colorado's stuff and it is fantastic, beautiful work. Yeah.
Anything else? Honestly, I'm about to have one of our meetings in about 14 minutes. But right now, what I'm working on is one of the tasks that we've been working on is we've gathered testimonials basically from different people in the assembly. I can show you if that's okay. Sorry, I
Yeah,
just
absolutely. Go ahead. I know you're pressed for time, so go ahead.
yeah. So basically, I'm going to scroll very, very slowly-ish. Let's see. So we had testimonials. And I'm creating something so that we can use as far as outreaching. A lot of people liked it just because it gave people a sense of who the people are in the assembly and kind of gave a more personal
I love that. I absolutely love that personal
yeah,
touch. Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah,
And I'm
and you
gonna
can
go,
see that these are just everyday normal people,
yep.
you know?
We have nurses, we have doctors, we have people that are in college, like, yeah, everyday normal people. And that's what we really liked that feel on it. And I have about 2 more entries to put in here, and then I'm gonna give it off to Kalena, who's gonna use it in her outreaching for events. But yes, let me stop share.
I love this. Would your assembly allow us to use the template?
I
You know,
made
in
it,
case
so I'm sure that it's fine. I can double check with the assembly and the GA that you would like to use it.
yeah, because if somebody could just take what you've already created, change out the pictures, change out the testimonies, but just keep the format because you laid it out so beautiful. I think that would be really helpful for us because on our assembly, you know, I had an idea that on our website to do the testimonials in a video format. So when people were coming to our website, they could see everybody's you know, short, maybe 30-second to a minute testimonial. And but I think our people were a little shy at that point. You know, I haven't brought it up again because I've been so busy, but I outreach is really my wheelhouse, and I love the whole marketing aspect of it and the creativity of it. So I love your work. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you so much. I'm actually gonna see if they want to jump onto this meeting when I start our meeting. So you'll probably see us again because I'm pretty sure they'll be excited to jump on. And yes, I will definitely ask that. Our GA meetings are on Tuesdays. So I'll just ask them.
Beautiful. And you've got, obviously, you have my email address, so you could send it to me and I can upload it to the Ice Drive account.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Christina. All right, Joe Hornback. Joe Hornback, where are you from?
I'm actually out of Lee County in Florida,
Oh,
all the
okay.
way south down by Fort Myers.
Awesome. Welcome tonight.
I'm just coming back into the assemblies. I was out of state, and I remember I believe it was Luis that had a podcast going out that was discussing about this 50 state tour, meeting people with campers and different things like that. And I have a 38 footer, and I'm not sure if this is correct or not, but this was supposed to be a paid position to go across the United States, and is that still on, or is everybody, sounds like more of a county to county kind of thing, or how's that working?
Um, I'm not sure about any of that. Luis, are you familiar with this? Maybe this is something that you talked about in your county tour meetings. You're muted, Luis, just so you know.
Sorry. Well, Joe, I wish I could pay you. So the county tours are basically directed by the counties themselves, and or the states themselves in collaboration with the counties, and they determine how they want to do the tour. You know, they may not choose a camper. They choose however they want to do it. But some of them, I know in Florida, I think they have a camper and they're touring with their camper. Now they're just recently we began to talk about funding for the county tours and stuff, but that's hasn't been in stone or anything like that. I was just sharing with everybody, and I don't even know if I shared it on the on my other meeting. I think I just shared it here, maybe. That there is discussion now going on with the private bank who wants to fund the Resurgence project and the assemblies in doing that. But it would actually come through the particular county assembly or the particular state assembly. So that's what that question would go to one of them.
Okay.
Mhm.
I thought there was a some kind of 50 state tour that everybody was looking to set up to start going from state to state. So I'm not sure what that looks like, but it doesn't sound like
No,
anybody.
not that level. You talking about actually a federation level, 50 state to state,
Okay.
not a county level, county to county. No, we haven't talked about the state to state like that yet.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Thank you, Tammy. Did we lose Tammy? Yeah, let me check. Then I got to get to talking then, right?
Yeah, Louise, I think we lost her.
Okay. I could, well, before I just start talking, I'll just go ahead and keep the floor open for a little bit because you all might have some more to say about anybody's other outreach efforts going on there. Anybody else want to share some more of your outreach going on? I see Darren here. I don't want to put him on the spot, but they always got some good going on over there in Australia.
Hey Louise, how you going? Hi everybody. I was going to share that we've had a wonderful woman come forward and offer to reach out to state nationals, and particularly those who have been active in building the assemblies, and begin to gather a video archive of their stories. And I've given her a list of some of the people that I'd like her to talk to, but we've got hundreds, obviously, that we'd like to capture. But including some of the people that played an integral role early on and have fallen by the wayside, suffering exhaustion after being at this for the best part of 2 years. But their contributions were very, very valuable. So it's important that we capture that for our story going forward. So that's a really cool initiative. That's just kicked off in the last couple of weeks. So really pleased with that one. We are having some success with some of the influencers as well, the social media influencers. So Mookie's got an interview today with a chap over here, Jody Lowe, who's been very, very active. He's got a massive following, in fact, worldwide. And he put the assemblies on the map for us probably 6 or 7 months ago. And he's been a big supporter of what we're doing. So it's great that he and Mookie are connecting again. And that should make a fairly big difference for us as well. And probably the other exciting news from my perspective is we had a woman reach out to us a few days ago who's in Sydney. We've had lots of difficulty getting an assembly off the ground in Sydney, which is our largest city on Terra Australis. And so she's reached out. Timing's beautiful. These things sort of tend to happen when they're meant to happen. So less than a week prior to this, we had 2 people come forward and say, hey, we want to get something going in Sydney. And so we sort of began trying to put them in touch with some of the other state nationals in the area, that sort of thing. But it was going a little bit clunkily. And then this woman's come forward and she said, hey, I'm leading a group of about 500 active people in Sydney who come together every couple of weeks, and we're big on face-to-face meetings and that kind of thing, and we've heard about the assemblies. We want to know more. So the timing's been beautiful. So this weekend they've got their meeting. At least one, I'm hoping that the two people that put their hands up to help will be able to get there. And we've got some of the coordinators from around the area going to travel down. It's a couple of hours travel for them, but they'll head down to take part in this meeting as well. And they'll do a good job, I'm very sure. And I think we'll have an instant, decent-sized assembly in Sydney as a result. So that's pretty exciting as well.
Yeah, that sounds great. I
Hmm.
know.
Awesome, guys. I was kicked off. My internet, I don't know what's going on. That's the first time I think. I don't know how long we've been doing this, but
You're rubber
but
banding
nonetheless,
away.
thank you for carrying on.
We were a bit offended.
So
you
I'm on
didn't
my
say
phone now.
goodbye.
But
Tammy,
anyway, carry on, Darren. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, all good. I'm glad you didn't leave us for good. That's great.
Tammy, I'd like to add something in right here.
Yeah.
As I'm thinking about all the excitement and the shift that's going on, that I also feel with the court case that has happened, and we are now the government finality of it all. I like to put out there a shift that we need to consider as we're doing the outreach now, because as I'm looking at the Resurgence project and where we started, the language may need to change as we're going out there now to posture ourselves a little differently than when we started out. We need to be more in a posture. We are the government. I know when we launched the project, I already put a video out there talking about shift your mind, but I'm saying right now, we got to shift it again. Because we are, we even more so, and we have some documentation to back us up. That's, you can't rebut it, So as we're thinking about new ideas of how to present ourselves out there in our county tours, or just one-on-one, or whatever document you want to have on your hand for a conversation starter, have that mindset. Have that mindset that we are the government. So how do I talk to I wouldn't say constituency, but how do I talk to the people and let them know we're here now? You don't have to be subjected anymore. You have to self-govern, take the mantle. Let's do this now. So I would like our conversations to start thinking about, that, and our ideas to start thinking about that. And that made me even thinking about as a business owner. I used to be a business owner, but now I'm not. I used to be a hair braider. And doing hair, I braided hair. Doing hair, I used to get up at 9 o'clock in the morning, started my clients, and I would get frustrated because clients wouldn't come. Clients wouldn't have their money. Clients would complain about this or complain about that. And I had a competitor in my neighborhood that had started way before me doing hair. And I asked my competitor, clients come to me and say, oh, this lady she does great hair. And she lives down the road, and I didn't even know anything about her. So I called her up and I asked her, I told her I get compliments about you, and I see your hairstyles, and I'm walking down the street. Could you give me any pointers? What is it that that you do to makes you so good at your craft and everything? And how do you run your business? She said, well, first of all, they have to be at my house at 6 o'clock in the morning. Say, I say, you mean to tell me people come to your house at 6, because we did hair from home. I said, people come to your house at 6 o'clock in the morning to get their hair done. She said, mm-hmm. And she said, and to sit in my seat, just to make an appointment to sit in my seat, it starts at $65 no matter what you're getting. It could take me an hour, it could take me 30 minutes. It's $65 right off the bat. And we did natural styles, which, really didn't, 2 hours maybe. And she was faster. So it may take her an hour to do a style that it took me 2 hours to do. So I said, so just to make an appointment, they have to pay that. I'm getting clear on this, And I said, okay, well, I'm going to try it. I started setting my appointments instead of 9 o'clock. And she said, if you set them at 6, you'll get out of there sooner, or you can add more clients. I started setting them at 9 o'clock, and these people came. These people actually came because I started posturing myself like a successful business owner. That's what she did. So I said, I'm going to do it. And I got a different caliber of clients. They came with money in hand and didn't have a problem with paying $65 just to sit in my chair. That caliber of shifting again, your mindset. I started thinking about that when now we got this court case and won the court case and everything. And now, we're saying we're not ready. We're not ready yet. We're not ready yet. Well, work with what you got till you get what you need. So let's go. Shift it. Mm-hmm.
I love that, Louise.
I have to say that. Mm-hmm.
I love that. And I know, there's quite a few people from my assembly on the call tonight, and they can attest that we've been having these conversations, that this is not a group, our assemblies are not a group that gathers together to talk about, the matters of the world and, how we're going to get more membership, right? This is not only are we going to figure out how we're going to help people and save them from this slave system, but we have to figure out how to get this government up and functioning, and what do we have to do that. And like you said, Louise, carrying yourself in that posture. Can you guys see me?
Yes.
Oh, you can. Okay, because the last time that I bowed out, everybody went, you were like statues on my screen. And so I just want to make sure I didn't lose you again. Yeah, so it's having a different mindset that, hey, I'm the one in charge, but all of us, right, on the assembly are the ones in charge. And so how does it feel to be the one in charge? You have to think about, what does that feel like? I'm going to have to, answer to people, have answers to some of their questions. I have to know what I'm talking about. And if I don't have the answer, I have to find the answer and give it to them. It's coming from a different place, right? You're coming from a different mindset. And so I agree with you, Louise, that's the position in which we need to come and move forward with. I know that there's quite a few of you on the call tonight that do already fit that description. And it really is such a beautiful thing to see. Does anybody have anything? Oh, Gwen, I'm sorry, you have your hand up. Go ahead.
Oops, sorry. That's okay. We had talked about differences in language to begin with and things we've discovered. I think one of the most important things, Canada gets both sides of the coin. We get lumped in with the Commonwealth countries, and we also get the American side of things. So we're kind of in an advantageous position. But one word that we've learned, and I know Darren and I have had this conversation, it was Terra Australis made us aware of the word sovereign versus sovereign. And the sovereign is still subject to the monarchy or the king, whereas the sovereign is subject to himself. So there's even that, when we meet people on the street, they expect us to be pushy like the government that they've been hurt and harmed to believe in. So even revisiting the word government, like we're the people, we're the government, but we're the people and we're all in charge, and, just pointing that kind of thing out. And so I thought I'd just mention it. And I'm sure Darren probably has comments about sovereign because he's studied the etymology way deeper than we have. But we have adopted it into some of our paperwork and outreach material. And how I yield.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, I think that there's a whole education on, terminology, all the words that we use. I try not to get too hung up on it. And I know here in America, I think we did have the education that we have a we the people government, right? A government for, of, and by the people. It's just we've never seen it in action. What we've seen in action is what we thought was a government for, of, and by the people. So people don't know what that really looks like. So, but we are here to model that for them so that they start getting a gist of what that looks like, you know. Anybody else want to share any outreach on their state? Nobody? Anybody? Annette. Annette on Marion, you want to
Sure, sure. So as people are busy with the holidays, it's getting tougher and tougher to get them to join us and be active, of course, and we have to be considerate of that. We're also finding that there's a lot of limitations. People are financially in a different place than they were a year ago, and not to the better. I find that for us, it's keeping their frequency up, keeping their positivity up, keeping them in that kind of, hey, we all have to be our, as someone told me, a friend told me, we have to be our heroes, right? And so if we put that mindset out, you're going to find a little bit better reaction from the men and women, that they're not just waiting for Anna to save us. So they're not waiting for uh you and Louise and Joe, everybody to save us. So it is really important. Again, more of the burden seems to be going on the organizers to kind of carry the weight. Unfortunately, I'm hearing that across the board from everybody, that the organizers tend to be pushing people to do their committees and pushing people to get out there and do stuff. I have a really great group on Marion that are, and then there's a bunch of counties that have also come together, and we're doing multi-county get-togethers. That seems to be even more successful because you have the motivated people within each county, and so it's about the numbers, right? So if we can get 3 or 4 counties participating, the vibes are higher, the people are hugging and holding and sharing stories, and they don't seem to be getting as depressed about the financial thing not moving forward, even though it is quite cumbersome for most of them, and it's a really sad time for us. For that, I tried to focus on something like, okay, let's look at how silver's going up. And I hope you guys invested in that because I told you to, right? So, or I didn't tell them to, I suggested it. But yeah, it is if we can turn it into events like you're going to do, bringing them together, saying, let's just go out there and talk. We're not going to force people to join. We're just going to say, hey, here it is, and we'd really like you to be part of this family, and it's a good thing. Even if they just needed a hug, a lot of people right now just need a hug. So we're doing the RV stuff. We've got our Starlink, our new Starlink just came today, which is a mobile one. And when I can talk my husband into mounting it, we'll get it up. And that part is really good because we can go to them. And so if counties say they have a lot of interest, that's where we go. And we're really excited about that. But it would be I'm sure all of you have heard that. It would be very beneficial. If we can even trade AFDs with each other would be extraordinary. So I'm looking forward to 2026 being a super awesome, great year for all of us. And thank you for including me in this meeting.
Yeah, and since you touched on it, Annette, with the RV, can you explain? Because I know in our assembly, we had a man a few years ago on the outreach committee say, "Hey, why don't we rent a van for a day?" Right? Because it was like, I don't know, a couple $100 maybe to rent it for the day, and put our sign on the sides of the van and just drive it around. Like that's advertisement in itself, right?
Yeah, we actually ordered 10 of our civilian peace flags, big ones, and we draped them on it. We were hoping to get the wrap, but the cost prohibited, very cost prohibitive. But we do have that, and we have foldable tables that go underneath. So we have an actual driving RV. And so we can put a lot of stuff under. It's got a bathroom, so people don't have to worry about that. It's got a TV if you're bored. It's got a sofa that they can hang in and have something to eat if they need. So it just takes the cost out of the cost factor out for the volunteers. It's just finding a place that they'll allow us to park it is the biggest thing. You got to be respectful of stores, and a lot of government places don't want you on their parking lots. So that's why I was curious when the guy said they were at the library. I was like, oh, how'd they get away with that? As soon as you say you're government, you got to move on. Anyways, but we do have a real RV, and it is a big difference. It shows that somebody really is serious, which is good.
So I just want to share this with you because I don't know if you were on these meetings earlier on when we first started them, but there's a man and his wife. It's Craig and Kathy from Minnesota, and they've got a business called I want to say it's Designs by Craig or something to that effect. And he was willing, I interviewed that assembly, and he said that he would be willing to help our state assemblies by creating signs. They do car wraps and all that stuff. You might want to reach out to him. I could share his email address with you. He gave me permission to do that.
I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. And we always appreciate your cheerfulness. Thank you.
As I do with your cheerfulness too, Annette.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to share their outreach? All right, I'm going to go ahead and give the floor over to Luis. And Luis, you give us the update on the project and any new developments that you're working on. I know you've got a couple of the Resurgence Pulse reports. So the floor is all yours.
Okay, let me, I'll put my little notes here in the chat so you can follow along. I won't, chat. And then I'll take the screen here. Let me put this in here first. Share. Everybody see my screen? I have a few updates. Can everybody hear me? Because I'm not sure.
Yes, we
Did I
can.
turn it on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get that out of my way. Get out of my way. Okay. All right. So I'm going to share a couple of updates here. The first thing I'm going to share is the updates to the materials in the ice drive. I wanted to mention the brochure, the 9 steps brochure here. I didn't put it in the ice drive originally when I created this, and purposely I didn't put it there. But I decided I have to do it now because I think it was Cheryl on Pennsylvania did a great job in going ahead and making it their own. But there's one thing on this particular one that I need to make sure everybody know. This template, this particular one on the 9 steps America needs to take to self-govern, this particular one is not Federation approved, which means the Federation symbol don't go here at the top. Your assembly symbol goes there at the top, and your assembly approves this particular one. This particular one, I wanted to make it focus more on the county assemblies, getting the townspeople to organize their town assemblies, organize their county assemblies, and building up to their state assemblies. That's why I was trying to get one for them. And then give this particular one to the authority of the assemblies themselves and not the Federation. So you all have liberty to do what you want with this one and take it through your assemblies and then decide on the language and everything that's in there. So I did when I went ahead and put it in the ice drive, since you all have started taking it and customizing it so that you'll know. I put the instructions there so you'll know that's not Federation approved one. So don't put the Federation symbol on the top of it. Put your own. Yes, Annette, do you have a question?
I do. That has come up, and I've actually not had the opportunity to ask Anna in the last 2 coordinator meetings because she hasn't been on. But do we have a list of who all is the new Federation? Because there's been a lot of changes lately. Are they going to come out and introduce all of us to all of them as these places are all filled, or is that not made available to us?
So the Federation, the only office that I know that have changed is the hereditary head of state, which is now Eric. When he's publicly going to address the assemblies, I don't know. It hasn't been discussed as far as the PKTF with us, or it hasn't been discussed with us when that's going to be formally done. No other office that I know of has changed.
What about Harold's?
I don't know about that one changing at all either. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's just that's come up a bunch of times.
Mm-hmm.
People are saying, "Who's the Federation? Do you know?" And I don't know.
So actually, that's a good question, because in our government, we're supposed to be, disclosing ourselves, right?
Transparent.
And people don't know, our own assemblies don't know who the Federation is. And I was like, I even wanted to see James, before he passed. I mean, can he say hi? I know he was sick and everything. But I do talk to, or communicate, I should say, to the fiduciary to emphasize to her that it's important as a business to have a business meeting. I mean, in order for us to get a trajectory on where we're going and get on the same page, and it's important to have a business meeting with all your Federation officers, the bank officers, the Federation appointed coordinators, the recording secretaries, the continental marshals, the peacekeeping task force. We all should be in a meeting regularly, at least, once every quarter or something, so we can get a trajectory on where we're going, so that we can let the assemblies know this is what we're talking about. I haven't been able to get that meeting yet regularly scheduled. I kind of started it. We had a few, but we're still on fiduciary to try to get us all on the same page and in the same, in a meeting together. And that is one of the things that I think is important, for them to give us a pulse on what's going on at the Federation level from time to time. So we'll work on that. That is something we need to work on. And the next episode is going to be on the Federation. It's what I'm working on right now. And one of the things I really wanted to put in that episode is a face of everybody, which I don't know if that's going to happen. I might just get a name and a diagram of how the Federation actually is structured. So I want to put that in the next episode. That's one of the things I want to put in there. But it is going to be on the Federation. Yes, Tammy. Can't hear you, Tammy, if you're talking. Uh-oh, I think you froze.
Tammy.
I think you're frozen, Tammy. We might lose her then. So other than this one, this document, the other one that I wanted to bring out to your attention is the postcard, actually. The postcard has been updated, just a few words. Right here where it says, have sued them. I changed it to have sued. It used to say, are suing them. And then I added, we won. I changed the postcard with those few words. If you've been with me from the beginning, this postcard has been updated based on our progress. Because it used to say at the beginning, we have leaned them, because we have the UCC liens. Then she changed it to, we are suing them because of the court cases, the world court cases. So now that she's reported that she's won, I went ahead and changed it to, we have sued them and we won. Now, heads up, this may change again from James Clinton Belcher to Eric. I'm not sure if she wants that changed or not. So I left it there for now, but heads up, that may change here in the near future once I can get that confirmed with her. So just to let you know that has been updated. Okay, so next thing, I want to go into the outreach support part. The Model Union State Initiative is what we have shifted to from the Model County Initiative. And I'm looking for 4 states who want to work with me on reconstructing your entire state, from town assembly, county assembly, state to the union, reconstructing the government for your state. That's what I want to focus on. I do have a 55-page guidebook that I put together that I'm going to be going through with these 4 states. And what I like for us to do is meet with them on Zoom or whatever, and we go through step by step, doing the work and reporting back as we do the work, so that it is real time what we're doing with this particular initiative. And we will record it and have it be on available to the other states as we go through it. That's what I'm looking for the Model Union State Initiative. Anna wanted to do 4 counties, she said, to focus on at first in what she was promoting. So I said, well, okay, but I don't want to do just 4 counties. I want to do 4 entire states. So if you are interested in working with me with that, let me know. I'm going to also, now that the Resurgence post reports, I've started those, I'm going to commit some of those reports to the progress reporting on how that is going, so that other states can see real time how that is being developed, and they can adopt how we're going about doing it, or can get inspired with doing it a better way. So that's what I want to do with the Model Union State Initiative. Now, and I have here upcoming Resurgence Report episodes on reconstruction and transition. In my mind, those are 2 different things. And right now, with us winning the court case, we are shifting the mindset to transitioning from the de facto control to the de jure assemblies control. So we're shifting to that, but from my point of view, it's like you have to get reconstructed first before you hand it off before you can receive the handoff, I should say. So we've been talking about Reconstruction for a long time here, but now we're at the point where we have to do the transition, but we're not ready yet. So I'm going to be talking about both of those things happening at the same time and how we can make it as smooth as possible and stair step it as smooth as possible, because this is woo. I mean, we got a lot of work to do. And I feel like we have to play catch up a little bit here, but we can do it. We can do it. We have to get the map. I'm one that I have to map out stuff. I have to map it out to see where I am, where I need to go, and what's happening in between here. And then I can pivot as I need to getting there. But I need a map, and that's just how I work. And that's what I'm going to do with these 4 states. We're going to map this out. We're going to go from point A, point B, point C, reevaluate. Did that work? Did that not work? Whatever, what we need to do. So in the post reports, I'm going to talk about Reconstruction in a separate, this is what I'm planning right now. Reconstruction on a separate episode, and then transition on another separate episode to kind of give a trajectory of what those 2 things actually involve. Number 2, I just want to continue to put in the forefront the support materials and the meetings that's going on for the county assembling, their stand-up county support with North Carolina, Duplin County with Karen there. That's that information and contact information to get a hold of her. And then the peacekeepers, your county sheriffs and militia commanders, all those other peacekeepers I know is going to be involved with Adam and Andrew putting together education for them. So I want that information to stay there. So, and then maybe I'll have Tammy just include it in the minutes every time she sent it out. So you all will have, I think she already includes some of this. So you all will have this constantly at your fingertips. So when you get there, because everybody is not at the same stage. So you may need county support right now, and you may need sheriff support later, but it'll be there for you to have it at your fingertips so you can go get the help that you need. So that's just there for you. Then phase 4 and 5, we're still looking for people who want to do editing, be publishing, content creators, things like that. Like you see the Resurgence Post Report, I jumped in and went ahead and started it. That's the starting point of me being an example of how to broadcast the message. I would like for that to be included in a platform for our TV, but I can't do the Resurgence Post Report and manage a TV platform. We would need somebody else to do that. But I just got that part started, and then we got Exit Stage Left started their podcast, and we got Restore the Republic going, and all these things that are going that could be on that TV platform if we had somebody there to do that. So just putting it out there, if there's somebody out there who wants to start the TV aspect or the blogging aspect, we need somebody to step up to do that. Other than that, we just do our own thing and just keep it moving. The last thing, the funding, I mentioned a little bit earlier, that was new. That came on the table with Emily in California with the private United States private capital private bank who wants to fund the PKTF, and the Resurgence Project is how it started, and she partnered with us to try to see how she can make that happen. So the development where it is now is Friday. It was put on hold for a little bit while that shift was just happened with the banking system, but now we're back on schedule to meet again. So Friday, we've been waiting for this meeting with our fiduciary, between our fiduciary, Hunter, and the U.S. Capitol Bank president. We had one scheduled. Bank president wasn't able to be there, so we have to reschedule. And this is the next meeting rescheduled for Friday. Hopefully that meeting kicks off. They all can be at the table so we can get more of a definitive direction on what the U.S. Capitol Bank will serve to help in funding things. They already said they want to, they're already waiting to get projects submitted, but Emily wants to talk to the fiduciary and Hunter to see how the two banks will have the banking system that we have and the private bank that they have fits together and how we can service the assemblies from there. We just got to know how they want to work all that first. So when we come out with the offer to all the assemblies, we all be on the same page. I just don't like us not being on the same page. One person saying this thing and the other person saying that thing and cause all this confusion. So that's where we are with the development with the bank. So it looks like that the assemblies who are ready will be able to submit their projects to be funded through the U.S. Capitol while you were waiting on GFG that's supposed to already be ready, which we don't know how all that's working quite yet. So on Friday, we should know something more definite. And we will have a follow-up meeting after Friday's meeting with inviting assemblies that I know are ready to do some outreach and ready to build some things, develop their projects. We will have a second follow-up meeting after this meeting Friday, and I will contact you because I know who you are. Now, if I don't know who you are, then you're going to have to contact me. But I know certain assemblies is already ready and the PSO is ready. And I know different people who are ready to actually develop some things. So that's the update about the funding opportunity that I brought forth earlier with the private bank. Any questions?
Louise, may I?
Yes. Yes.
So did you say that you're having a meeting on this Friday?
Friday the 12th.
Okay, what time is that?
Friday the 12th is going to be at 12 o'clock noon my time, Eastern time, 8 o'clock a.m. Anna's time.
Okay. All right. Anybody have any other questions for Louise? Or I did have a question. I can't remember what the heck it was now, but actually, I did have a question for Sheriff Andrew and Sheriff Adam. I was wondering if you guys had any updates as far as your communications with the de facto law enforcement in your areas.
Well, I can speak on my county. I've done my rounds with all of them, with everybody who can imagine, FBI, and now, with Adam's help, because he is a former military man, we're getting in contact with the National Guards, the adjutant generals, the provost marshal, and we're just trying to work it. And I guess when earlier when people were asking if we had new things to say for our county outreach, this isn't really outreach, but we do have some pretty major investigations going on that are coming up, and they're going to be really interesting. And I think it's going to help out a lot. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag because, it's still in progress. There's some major investigations, and, this has to do with LEOs and, the local law enforcement around in people's counties. So you'll either see the changes, it's going to take a little bit, but you'll either see the changes or you'll hear it on my podcast, how things are going. And that's about it for my county. Adam, you want to say something?
Yeah, so my de
Thank you,
facto
Andrew.
sheriff, I actually spoke with her a few different times, and I've come to the conclusion that I need to start looking into my county's charter. Well, no sooner I did the research and found out, what the charter was, what the agreements were, they changed the name of the municipality. They just did that back in August. So something that's been in place for a few hundred years under that name is now changed to something else. And I'm wondering if that disturbed the charter. And I'm pretty sure it probably affected it and how the courts operate. So I'm looking into the recall process because I'm seriously thinking about taking up petitions from the citizens that voted. And I need about 15,000. And I'm thinking about putting that up for a special vote, hopefully in the summer. I don't care if I need 20 people to go out and canvass. This lady's been derelict in her duties for the past 2 terms. So that's what I got going on over here. As far as my local city police, they leave me alone. I let them know probably 5 years ago what I was doing as far as my property goes. And they said, well, you let us know. You're communicating with us. We don't have any reason to believe you're doing anything wrong. We have to take your word for it and support you that you're not doing anything wrong. So they haven't really bothered me. I mean, yeah, I've been followed a few times, but I think what's going on is they probably call it in and then they go, yeah, don't mess with that guy. So that's pretty much it on my end.
Hey, Tammy, one other thing. This is for everybody here. You can go back to your assemblies and reassure them that, myself, Adam and myself as sheriffs on our individual counties, we're busting our ass and we're really getting out there and we're trying to crack this nut. Not just for our county. This is for everybody. This is for everybody because they got a concerted effort, against us. And we're trying to do it lawfully and peacefully, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you for blazing the way. It'll be very inspiring for other men to step up as sheriffs on, the other
I agree.
respective counties. What is it? The other 3,139?
Yeah. Yeah.
So appreciate that. Well,
And
thank you
Tammy,
guys. Yeah, go ahead, Louise.
to respond to what Sheriff Andrew was saying about investigations, I was talking to Emily earlier today, and she said that in California, what she's seeing is a lot of arresting going on with the local sheriffs. Like they're getting arrested for a lot of them getting arrested for a lot of. I said, for what? She said, well, child trafficking and all this
Oh, yeah.
porn and all this other kind of stuff. I said, oh, okay.
Well, here's the interesting thing. So before I knew about state nationals, I was a part of the Patriot Group, and it just so happened we were learning about the Operation Underground Railroad with the child sex trafficking and all this other stuff. And lo and behold, because one of the Patriot groups I belonged to, the owner, or I should say the leader of that group, owned a organic soup shop in one of the towns. And word was getting out about our Patriot group. And it just so happened that there was a man. He had to have been in his 30s at this point. He was sexually abused by the Warren County Sheriff. You could go look it up, Sheriff Bullock on Warren County, New Jersey. And those MFers, excuse my language, because I have no other nice words for these men, he died having cancer and never suffered any kind of these men never got justice for the crimes that was perpetrated on them. So I had ended up going to a protest because him and a few other of the survivors of this abuse were trying to reopen the case and get some kind of justice. And so we were outside the county court in Warren County protesting because not only was that sheriff guilty, but every single administrator in that office and the deputies that turned the cheek when he was pulling kids and bringing them in and abusing them in his office. And so I have absolutely no respect for those kind of men. And I am happy to hear that they're finally getting arrested because they belong, excuse my language, but I would have hung them by their balls. So in any case, I'm glad, you know, and I don't want to bring negativity to the meeting, but I'm really glad to hear that some of these people that have suffered the worst kind of abuses are seeing some justice. So thank you for sharing that. Um, and you know, I'm hoping that we have some good men and women that are currently serving as our sheriffs that aren't involved in those things. But unfortunately, that's how they've been able to get away with the crimes, is because of these men and women serving in these positions because they have a position of authority, and I'm sure they're getting paid a pretty penny to you know, be involved in all of this. So do you know who's doing the arresting, Luis? Is it the army? Is it, you know, who is it? You're muted.
I don't know. Actually, I didn't ask that question. That's a good question.
Yeah, I'd love to know who finally is the authority that has the courage to finally stand up to these bastards and arrest them.
May I?
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but go ahead.
It's Adam. So you just have to check with each county charter. You know, if they don't have a county charter, like Andrew's area, he doesn't have a charter. So that would be an attorney general, probably FBI, U.S. Marshal type deal, if you're going to go that route. Or you can go file and petition, you know, to have them recalled. But if they don't have the proper charter with a recall process in place to do it at the county level, that has to go through the state. So it might be coming down from the top, or it depending on charter, it might be happening locally.
How
I
would you
haven't heard
find a
anything.
charter, Andrew? I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but or Adam,
Your
uh
county recorder should have it. So I have
interesting.
one. You can do a simple search, you know, and sometimes you'll find it that way. But I'm finding that AI usually has to be jailbroke before you can get that type of information, or they just withhold it from being able to be accessed, you know, through the internet. So, but yeah, that's what we got into this for. We're aware of these things going on. I'm aware of it. I've seen it happen most of my adult life and my teenage years. So, yeah, I really don't have any respect for a lot of those people down there. And they know I stare right at them, right through them, I should say, because I'm not really giving them the benefit of the doubt, looking at them eye to eye. I'm just staring straight through them because I know what they're about. But yeah, we look to have some wins like that too here in the near future because I'm sure there's going to be a few on our 88 counties that are probably going to either get recalled or hopefully tried for the stuff that they're doing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll yield on that.
Thank you, Adam. That's good information about the charter. Alrighty, guys. Anybody else that has anything to share about outreach or anything at all? If not, then we'll call it a night, guys. I mean, geez, it's this was a pretty quick meeting. Thank you so much for everybody for showing up and for all your contributions. Honestly, it's such a joy and a privilege and an honor to be serving all alongside all of you across, gosh, from Terra Australis to Terra Canada. I mean, all over. It's beautiful. Love you all. All right, and happy holidays. We will reconvene this meeting. I think on the agenda it said January. Let me see here. January 14th. So mark your calendars. And I wish you all the merriest of holiday seasons. And I hope you relax and we all can celebrate big soon. I'm looking for the big celebration. So and I'm feeling it already. So um, love to you all. Good night. And I'm sure I'll catch you on coordinator training call or something. So
Thanks a lot, everybody.
Good night,
Bye,
everybody. Thank
everybody.
Have a
you.
good
Much
night.
love.
Happy
Thank you.
holidays.
Happy
Thanks, Penny.
holidays. Yeah.
Hi, Doral.
Thank you.
Good night, guys.
Safe holidays.